be used to counting in this piece because I don't know it that well yet.
We're live, and Monica says you sound great. Shabbat Shalom.
We exclaim together, how good are your tents, O Jacob, Ma Tovu. We begin our service on page 46.
We turn to page 51. These are the things that have no measure, leaving the corners of the field for the poor, the offerings of the first fruits to the priests, making pilgrimage to Jerusalem, acts of kindness, and the study of the Torah. These are the things, the bounty which one consumes in this world, while the principle remains for us in the world to come, honoring father and mother, acts of kindness, supporting the house of study, providing hospitality, visiting the sick, rejoicing with bride and groom, burying the dead, praying with kavanah, praying with intent, and bringing shalom, bringing peace between two people. And of course, the study of Torah is equal to them all. Nisim B'Kol Yom, page 53. Page 57, blessed is the one who spoke and the world came to be. Blessed is the one, source of creation. Blessed is the one whose speech becomes deed. Blessed is the one who decrees and it comes to pass. Blessed is the one who has mercy over the earth. Blessed is the one who bestows goodness on the God-fearing. Blessed is the one who lives and endures forever. Blessed is the one who delivers and rescues. Blessed is God's name. With songs of praise, we will exalt, praise, and glorify you, and we will proclaim your sovereignty, our ruler and our God, the only one, eternal and glorified to the end of time. Bless you, Adonai, ruler adorned by praise. Page 62.
בכל בית ישראל, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, נאמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן.
When we rise. Please be seated. Yotzer Or on the top of page 64, the prayer for the miracle of light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer Or uvorei hoshech. Osei shalom uvorei et hakol, hama'ir la'aretz v'ladarim alecha v'rachamim. U'etevo mechadesh b'chol yom ta'amid ma'aseh v'reishit, ma'al rabu ma'asechach Adonai, kulam b'chokhma asita, ala ha'aretz kinyanecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha va'al morei or shasita yivarucha sela. Or chadash al tzayin tayir v'dizkei hulanu mehoro lehoro. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hamorot. Page 65.
הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 71. True and upstanding, beloved and precious, awesome and powerful, good and beautiful is this eternal word for us. In truth, the God of the universe is our ruler. The rock of Jacob is our protecting shield. Throughout the generations, God is established and God's name is established. God's words endure forever, faithful and precious throughout all eternity. You have redeemed us from Egypt, eternal our God, and rescued us from the house of bondage. For this, your beloved people praised you and exalted you as God, singing songs of praise, blessings, and thanks. The sovereign, ever-living God is exalted and awesome, humbles the proud and raises the lowly, frees the captive, rescues the humble, helps the poor, and answers the people when they cry out. All blessings of God Most High. Moses and all Israel sang together the song of our redemption, of course, of our rejoicing, the Michomocha, page 72. We rise together for tefillah.
לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה, רב לבוש
Please be seated. Page 79.
Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Get the Chatima on there.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. מקדש שבי שבת, כולם ישבעו, ויתענגו בטובך שבת, וישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ובשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת, חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. וישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
Middle of page 85. Grant peace, goodness, and blessing, grace, loving kindness, and mercy to us and to all your people, Israel. Bless us, source of life, each of us with the light of your presence. For by that light you have given us, eternal our God, a living Torah, and grateful love, justice, blessing, mercy, life, and peace. May it be worthy in your sight to bless your people Israel, now and always, with your peace. Bless you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with shalom.
Sim
Ata Adonai, Amvarech et Amo Yisrael, Shalom.
Amen. We take a few moments for silent prayer. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Normally at this time, we would just give a brief teaching about this week's Torah portion, but sometimes there's things in life when things happen that require us to talk about something else, and I'm sure you won't all mind that I will just deflect a little bit for the Shabbat. When I introduced myself to this community, when I interviewed October 2018, I talked about my passion and interest, of course, for the civil rights movement, which started here in our Magic City in Birmingham. And I talked about the time when I took students from California and we went to the South. We went to Atlanta, we went to Selma, Montgomery, of course, Birmingham, and we learned about the importance of these cities. And I did these trips multiple times. And I remember my first trip like it was yesterday. It was 2012, February. A bunch of us from the Pacific Palisades and other shuls in Los Angeles area, we flew from LAX to Atlanta and we began our journey. The journey started off in Atlanta and then we drove to Montgomery, then Selma, and then we went back to Atlanta. And on Sunday during these trips, we first toured the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church, the church where Martin Luther King preached at, and then we go to services across the street at the new and modern Ebenezer Baptist Church, which is a wonderful experience when we get back to praying together, just to take it all in. But during this trip, we were introduced to other civil rights leaders of the time, in addition to Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. And one of these incredible individuals, of course, was now then Congressman John Lewis. And this was a new name for many of us when we went there. But when we went to Ebenezer Baptist Church, as we were walking, all of a sudden there was Congressman John Lewis. And I remember this moment like it was yesterday. And even though we were somewhat late getting into church, and for those who've been to Ebenezer Baptist Church, there's many people, but he stopped, he took the time, he answered questions. It was like seeing a celebrity for justice. And this moment, I'm sure our students who are there will never forget this, the time they met Congressman John Lewis, who was elected, I believe, in the early 1980s and is considered the Congressman of Conscience. That is his legacy, not only with fighting for justice. And late last night, we found out that he passed away at age 80. And in a world in inherent injustice, when we're still facing racism in our society, we need more John Lewises in the world to do change. And his legacy teaches us our reminder to show up, to be there, and to speak out against any injustice whenever there is. And a lot of people consider Congressman Lewis to be the commentary of Martin Luther King. And a lot of people ask him, what would Dr. King say about X, Y, and Z? And I remember Congressman Lewis would say the following, that Martin Luther King would say, anytime that there is an injustice, we have an obligation to speak out and fight against. And this is his legacy, and may his memory forever be a blessing. And we want to do something to honor the life and legacy of Congressman Lewis. Tanner Witter. We turn to page 99 and we rise together for Elenu.
Shelo sam chelkeinu kahem
It's at this time that we think of those whose yard sites fall this week. The congregation remembers the following people: Judith Todd Abrams, Leon Ayland, Alvin B. Bressler, Regina Capiluto, Harold Kaplan, Julius Davis, Rose Shapiro Eisenberg, Phillips S. Feld, Sid S. Friedman, Lena Kaufman Goldberg, Emma Wellman Hart, Abraham Solomon Heffler, Gladys Hiller, Lois Katz, Joshua Klein, William Lefkowitz, Samuel W. Levin, Nina R. Levitt, Henry Louis, Robert David London, Marie Arbit Majou, Bessie Levinson Marcus, Herman Mazer, Joyce Miller, Judy Camp Miller, Helen Needle, Harold A. Nelson, Marilyn Lichtenstein Nelson, Seaman Ullman Newfield, Leslie Otis, Jenny Rose, Evelina Otis Roseman, Goldie G. Russakoff, Morris Scher, Harry Schneiderman, Florence G. Sonnabend, Shura Chernitsky, Zina Chernitsky, Dorothy Tenenbaum, Joyce Vincent, Catherine Virago, Edwin M. Weller, William Bill Winston, and Sarah Zeldin. Our condolences on the recent passings also of Harvey Gottlieb, Norris Friedman, Margot Kessler Marks, and my grandparents Sheila and Paul Klein. We rise and recite the Mourner's Cottage together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach chilutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulalmei almayad, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alal shemei d'kudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom
conclude this morning's services with Ein Kelohenu 134.